the first thing people hear and worry about is the word inspection, and I think for most people, it makes them think about being back at school, having exams, and the nerves that comes with that, being watched or being asked questions.
Any CQC inspection is an opportunity for colleagues within the organisation to tell them about all the excellent work that they're undertaking.
And I think for me, CQC, they make us do the simple things well. Because I think the problem is work is really busy, we've lots of stuff going on, and I know what it's like being busy. And things slip. And things that slip are often the simple things, but things that really matter.
Not only do they give us good feedback on what we do well, but they do also have constructive criticism at points that they tell us what's gone wrong and how we can improve upon service.
We were a little bit nervous, obviously, initially when they first arrived, but it was a brilliant time for us to showcase what we do as a service.
We need to remember that the inspectors are actually there to help us think through what we're doing well, what can be done better. And actually we need to be willing to see that as less of a threat than something of a real opportunity for us to reflect on services and think through things.
I think what we've found helps, particularly with some stuff we did at the Bracton Centre last time they came, was to practice telling people what we think's good about the place. And so we, in our team meetings and things, we broke off into small groups and just had a conversation with a partner for 5 minutes saying, tell us what's good about where you work.
I think the things for me, really for most teams, are thinking about primarily patient experience and learning from incidents and complaints. There's more to it, but I think they're really things to focus on. And what's interesting in a sense is that's what we do every day as clinicians. We're always engaged with patient experience, but we don't always think about it. And whatever team you're involved in, you're getting feedback, and CQC will want to know, how do you get the feedback? How do people tell you what they think? And what types of themes emerge from it? So some things will be common to a service. What do people typically tell you? Have you thought about it as a service? Can you change it?
I mean, the key thing is around preparation. It's about having conversations early on with colleagues at all levels within the organisation around any areas that they're worried about.
If you have any concerns, if there are issues that you've been worried about and those haven't been sorted out just yet, please raise them now with your service director, your service manager, your clinical director, or indeed with anyone here at Pinewood House. I think it's important that we do this in good time and not necessarily have to wait for the CQC to raise it with the CQC.
If I was asked if I do anything differently, I think I will just make sure that the policies and procedures are regularly checked. I do not carry on with the old-fashioned way of doing things that I've been doing, because the service is constantly changing and improving for giving the better service to the community.
I would strongly recommend that you try where you can to get the service users to talk to the inspectors, because there's nothing more powerful than their words of how great the services are.
And if you are being interviewed in a one-on-one with someone from the CQC, and they do, they take you away into a room on your own and talk to you, I think it's good to try and visualise that you're showing them around the ward, even if you're having that conversation, that you're showing them around the ward, just showing what a good job you do as you're talking to them and thinking about that.
If people try and hide things and so on and so forth, that becomes very obvious very quickly. So I think being honest, being open, and also just being willing to share some of the very good things that we do.
I think the one big lesson we learned was making sure that where there is a problem, everybody knows what's happening to try and resolve that problem.
What's interesting to me is if I go around to different teams as part of board visits or as a clinical director, teams are normally really excited to show you what they do. They say, have you seen that we do this? These are the people we look after. Here's some of the feedback. This is what's great. We got this novel thing going on. And I think with CQC, we were a bit stilted with that. We weren't celebrating enough. We wanted to do well, which is great, but I think we should be showing off. We should be saying this team is a really good team.
I think it's an opportunity to showcase our services, because we are constantly getting people to come here to work for us, for recruitment, for training.
Please use this as an opportunity to showcase the fantastic work that's going on every day within this organisation.
Think carefully, know about your services, think through safety, confidentiality, all of those things. And before the inspectors come, get into the habit of routinely safe and confidential practice. When you leave your computer to make a cup of tea, lock the screen.
Just be relaxed and do what you need to do. Do your usual job as you usually do, the good service you provide for the community. Be professional, carry on with following the procedures and policies as you should, and you will not have anything to worry about and you will not go wrong.
Take time, take them and show them the really good things. Actually physically take them and show them the good things that you do on the ward, and don't feel worried about it. Oxleas is a brilliant organisation. It's time for us to shine really, and so the CQC see that.
I think it's a fantastic opportunity for all services to showcase the quality of what they deliver. Not only the care that we put into every session that we do, but also the passion and enthusiasm that we deliver it with and the great outcomes that we achieve.
Finally, I know no matter what I say, you are going to be anxious. Everyone gets anxious when someone is watching them, but do your absolute best to remain calm. And try and just act as though you're doing your daily job, because I don't think that in your daily work that you necessarily feel that anxious. So try and just view this as you doing your everyday work with someone wanting to understand exactly what it is you do.